Guys, so today's video is going to be my second video in like my makeup collection stash video. As I said in my eyeshadow collection video, I just got really inspired by Kathleen's videos because she was obviously doing her whole makeup stash and showing you guys everything in categories, and I sort of just wanted to do that because I'm always interested in seeing things like that and actually hearing what people like out of their makeup collection. My hair's hurting. So today's video, obviously, as you can tell from the title, is going to be my foundation collection. So I am a foundation junkie. Like, there is nothing I think I love more than a good foundation. I just feel like if your foundation looks good, your base looks good, everything else will follow along and everything else will look good as well. So I am a serious hoarder of foundations. As you guys will see, I don't need this many, and I don't need this many, but I have them and I'm going to show you guys. So I'm going to start out with my drugstore foundations. So first off, I've got 3 shades of the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. So this is what this one looks like. I'm actually wearing it today. I'm wearing the shade 53, which is light beige. So I have the shade 52, 53 and 55. The reason I have multiple shades in a lot of these foundations is because I was a freelance makeup artist and I did used to do lots of different skin toned people's makeup, so I needed different colours so that I could match people to their shades. This is definitely one of my most favourite drugstore foundations. I think it is such good quality, especially if you have dry skin. I would highly recommend to check this one out. I believe they cost about $32 in Australia. You can also probably buy them from ASOS, so if you are unable to get your hands on them, maybe try the ASOS website and you might be able to get them from there. Next up, I have a Rimmel foundation. I have a first impression of this on my channel, and this is the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25 Hour with Comfort Serum Foundation. So this one's got SPF 20 in it. I have this shade True Ivory 103, and I really like this foundation for the summertime when my skin's more oily and that kind of thing. I think it's quite comparable to something like Estee Lauder Double Wear. Not quite as heavy coverage, and the colours aren't quite as good. This is a very beige colour, which I would prefer a more golden, like yellowy toned colour, but for the price this is a very good foundation. Next I've got another Bourjois foundation which I've actually owned for quite a while, and it's the Bourjois Flower Perfection Smooth Beautified Complexion 16 Hour Foundation. This one was actually discontinued, I believe, because every time I go into Priceline it's never there anymore, so I don't actually think they make this one anymore. So yeah, but I'm just going to go through, even if they don't make these foundations anymore, I'm still going to show you guys because this is my collection. This one's in the shade 52. This is a very full coverage thick foundation and I used to love it when I was wearing it. Here I've got the Revlon Colorstay Makeup for combinations to oily skin. This one's in the shade 240 Medium Beige. So this is the newer packaging. It has the pump, which is a lot better than the old packaging, which was the pour bottle. And yeah, I haven't really worn this foundation in a long time, but when I worked at Priceline, this was like my everyday foundation and I absolutely loved it. Another Revlon foundation I have, this is actually a sample I got when I was working in Priceline, and we just used to be able to get testers and samples from the company and that kind of thing. So this is a sample of the Colorstay Whipped Foundation in Medium Beige. So this is the one that comes in the glass pot. But yeah, I've just got it in a little tube because this is what the testers came like. Next I've got the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation. This one's in 103 True Ivory. I've lost the lid to this one. This is a really nice luminous foundation. I feel like it's going to be really good for anyone with dry skin. It does have like shimmer particles in it, which I'm not a huge fan of. If you step out into the sunlight you can really see those shimmery parts, but aside from that, I do like this foundation. Here I've got 2 L'Oreal True Match foundations. I've got one in the shade W2 and one in the shade W3. W2 is a very, very light yellow pale shade. So if you are very fair skinned but very yellow base, this will be a perfect foundation for you. And this one's just my more tan shade. A lot of the time I mix these two together to get the perfect colour. And yeah, I really like True Matte. One of my top favourites from the drugstore, definitely, because it gives really beautiful coverage and it lasts quite a while on my skin. Then I have another Bourjois foundation. This one's just the Healthy Mix foundation. So it's not the serum version. This one's a thicker, more like obviously it's not serum-y, it's a thicker formula. It doesn't have that hydrating effect in it, but yeah, this is just the regular Healthy Mix foundation. Next up, I've got a Rimmel Match Perfection foundation. This one's actually in the shade Fair Ivory, which is obviously a very, very pale color. I again got this when I was freelancing and I didn't have a color pale enough for some of my clients, and I just needed a really pale color that I could mix in with other foundations and just have this pale shade on hand. So if you're really pale and you need a foundation, try out this Rimmel Match Perfection range, because they have really light shades and really good undertones. Like they come with pink, yellow and neutral undertones. This one is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte Foundation. I really like this foundation again in the summer when I'm more oily, and I have the shade 22 Radiant Beige. And again, I also have a first impression and review on this foundation up on my channel. This one is the Maybelline Dream Wonder Fluid Touch Foundation, and I have actually never tried this. I bought this to do a first impressions and I just haven't got around to it, and I haven't gotten around to actually using it. It's a very liquidy formula, so I'm not sure how the coverage will be. I still really need to try this out because it does seem really nice and soft. It just comes in like a little bottle, and yeah, I guess you just use that to apply it to your face, the stick inside. And the shade I got was 20 Classic Ivory. And my last two drugstore foundations are the Maybelline Fit Me foundations. This one is the Dewy and Smooth. This one is the Dewy and Smooth version, and this one is the Matte and Poreless version. So Dewy and Smooth, I've got 120 Classic Ivory, and the Matte and Poreless, I've got 220 Natural Beige. These are both beautiful foundations. Definitely, obviously if you're dry, go the Dewy and Smooth, and if you're more oily, go the Matte and Poreless. I do find the Dewy and Smooth one to be very, very dewy, so you will probably definitely need to set the center of your face. I lied. This is actually my last drugstore foundation. This is the L'Oreal Lumi Magique foundation. This one's in the shade DW3, and I really, really love this foundation. It is so nice and dewy and smooth, but it gives you the nicest coverage. Now moving on to high-end foundations. The first one I have to show you is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I actually mentioned this in my disappointing products video just because I expected so much more from such an expensive high-end brand foundation. And I don't hate it anymore. I have worked out if I mix it with other foundations that it does work, but I just find it unnecessary to do that when I'm paying this much for one foundation. I just want it to work well by itself. So that's my opinion on that one. Here I have 3 of the Makeup Forever HD foundations. So the high definition foundations. These are the older ones. They have brought out a new one that is the Ultra HD foundation. So it's meant to be more fancy and better than this one. But this was the foundation I used for most of my freelancing jobs. This is the first ever foundation that I purchased to do freelancing, and it just worked absolutely beautifully. It looks so good in photos, so good in videos. It just turns out so, so nice. So I would highly recommend this, and the new one's meant to be even better. I have 3 shades. I have 120, I have 118, and then I have 115. I did have a color 127, but I actually gave that shade to my mum because it was quite dark, and when I stopped freelancing I didn't really need it, so I passed it on to her. Okay, let's talk about my Nars She Glow foundations next. It is safe to say that I have a real obsession with Nars She Glow. You can see I have numerous bottles of it. These ones are all different shades right here. So let's go through and I'll go from lightest to darkest for you guys. So I have Mont Blanc, which is I call it Light 2. I have this color Ceylon, I think you pronounce it, and that is Light 6. This is a nice yellow based foundation. Then I have the shade Fiji, which is my normal everyday kind of color, and this one is Light 5. Then I've got the shade Punjab, which is medium 1. Then going up a bit to medium 4, this is Barcelona. And then the darkest one I have is Tahoe, and this is called medium to dark number 2. And I still actually have 2 Fiji colors in here, which I should probably throw out, but you know when you can never get the product from the very bottom, so I've had them sitting upside down so I can try and get the rest of the product. So quite obviously I have 6 Nars She Glow foundations. in different shades. This is my all-time favorite foundation. Nothing beats this for me. This is the one that I continually go back to if I don't know what to wear, if I know I'm going out somewhere, I'm going to have my photo taken. Doesn't have flashback, looks perfect in photos, works for oily skin, combination skin, dry skin. It works for everyone. So I honestly could not preach about this foundation any more than I already have. But yes, I honestly seriously love this foundation so much. Coming in close second as my favorite is the Nars All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. This is another absolutely amazing foundation. I just feel like Nars knocks the ball right out of the park with their foundations and all their products pretty much. They just have such high standards, and every product that they produce is such high quality and it's so luxurious. So this one is in the shade, again, Light 5 Fiji. But one thing I will tell you is that even though this is similar to the Sheer Glow Fiji, I did actually swatch a few shades of this one and compare them to the Sheer Glow, and not all of them are the same. I know Punjab in this one and Sheer Glow Punjab are not the same shade, so definitely check before you go and buy it. Next up, I've got two shades of the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I've got one in 1N2 Ecru and one in 2N1 Desert Beige. So Ecru is a little bit lighter, Desert Beige is a little bit darker. They're both quite fair though because I am fair. And I really love this foundation. There's not much more to say about it because I feel like everyone's tried it. It's full coverage, it lasts all day, it's non-transferable, it's really good. This one is the Dior Forever Foundation. I have mine in the shade 021 and I really do like this foundation. It's good coverage, it's luminous, but it keeps you matte at the same time. It's quite fluidy and I just really like this one. Here I've got a Clinique foundation. This one is the Clinique Even Better Makeup. I have this shade 71 Light Ochre. I do like this foundation, but I don't really ever wear it. It's a bit too creamy and thick, so I would more recommend it in the winter time. Then I've got a Chanel foundation. I mentioned this also in my disappointing products video. This is the Perfection Lumiere in the shade 20. And I just don't like this foundation, plain and simple. I'm probably going to give it away. Then I have this Illamasqua Skin Based Foundation. I purchased this because the Pixie Woo sisters would use this a lot, and it is a really nice foundation. It's not quite full coverage. I would definitely say it's a medium coverage, but it applies to the skin so beautifully and I really like it. And the shade I have is SB06. And the last foundations I have in my collection are the EX1 Invisiwear Liquid Foundations. I have F100 and F200. This is a really good foundation. It's an olive base, so if you have olive skin tones, this is going to be fantastic for you. And they're really affordable. I think I got mine from lookfantastic.com. Yeah, they were like $20, really inexpensive, and I'm still including them with my high-end foundations because I feel like they are more high-end. They're not drugstore and they're not like as accessible as drugstore foundations are. But this is one of the better foundations I have ever tried, so I would highly recommend these ones. Okay guys, my mouth is so dry from talking so much. This is my foundation collection. I know it is a lot of foundations, but like I said, I am all about face products. I love face products so much, and especially foundations. So yes, this is my hobby. This is what I like to collect. People collect stamps and coins. This is what I collect, makeup. So I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing into my stash, and please let me know if you would like to see more of these videos. Do you want to see my blushes? I don't have that many blushes, but or my bronzers, like anything like that. Just let me know what you guys would like to see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a... What? What is it going to be? Ugh. Here I've got two Rimmel. So the high definition.